Before starting the video, there's some sad news. Jujutsu Kaisen will be on another break. This means we will see the next chapter on July 25th, which is a week and a few days away. We have to excuse Gidge, because working, producing, managing, and printing copies is not an easy job. We wish him well and hope he returns in full health, ready to blow our minds again. So, without any further ado, let's start the spoilers for Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 263, my dear guys and girls. The chapter begins with Unlimited Void's domain barrier getting shattered. After that, Sukuna's skin is torn off as he lands outside the barrier, remarking that even his malevolent shrine's barrier was destroyed simultaneously. This makes sense. A collision between domain expansion and unlimited void leading to the collapse of their fields is natural when two powerful curse techniques collide. This outcome doesn't need further explanation. Sukuna manages to pull off his ultimate technique Purple, even though he is still not used to using it. Yuji and Tadu immediately spring into action alongside Yuta. Tadu asks Yuta to spam as many purples as he can once he recovers his cursed technique, assuring him not to worry about them getting caught in the crossfire since he can avoid it using Boogie Woogie. Tadu's idea shows that he isn't as simple-minded as some might think. He has a good battle IQ and deserves some credit for that. We then see something strange and confusing. No reaction from Yuji. He is locked in using Gojo's body. But why? Gojo is his teacher, the one who saved his life from the government, which was going to end his life. Maybe there's a reason behind this that we don't know yet. It's impossible that Gojo dies after the fight ends and Yuji has no reaction. It doesn't make sense. This isn't the Yuji we know. Let's wait for the next chapters to uncover the truth. The narrator then reveals that after using his domain, Sukuna is once again in a state where it's difficult for him to use his curse technique. In the next moment, Yuta immediately falls down, indicating that Kenjaku's curse technique has stopped. The narrator explains that the curse technique Yuta copied from Kenjaku got burned out once the domain broke. Even before 5 minutes could pass, Kenjaku's curse technique was halted. Yuta then says, "Damn it! Rika-chan not haunting this body means the copy is no longer mine, making limitless the burned-out technique." He adds, "I thought I would still be able to use Kenjaku's technique. Was there some trick behind Kenjaku being able to use his technique immediately afterward?" Tadu notices Yuta reaching his limit and admires Sukuna for not letting up on his offense. Tadu remarks, "I guess that's why they call him the King of Curses." Noticing Tadu's distraction, Sukuna immediately lands a black flash on him. Thanks to Tadu, Yuji successfully lands some punches on Sukuna's face. Tadu slaps the Vibra Slap on his head to activate Boogie Woogie and says, "Okatsu, that bundle of cursed energy, he still has shards of the barrier floating around." He adds, "Until these shards disappear, there's no greater stage on which Boogie Woogie can shine." Even Yuta is not done yet. In the next spread, Yuji and Tadu are toying with Sukuna's senses. Yuji then hits Sukuna with Dismantle perfectly at the barrier between Sukuna and Megumi's soul. Yuji says, "I'll do it as many times as it takes. Wake up, Fushiguro." Things are getting interesting, I'm not gonna lie. But wait, what will happen if Megumi wakes up? Will Sukuna disappear or enter another body? I really don't know. Or let's say, for example, they defeat Sukuna. Does that mean Megumi will die too? I have no clue. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. After that, Sukuna is shocked as he realizes Yuji can selectively choose the target of his technique. Yuji fires Dismantle directly at the barrier between Sukuna and Megumi's soul. Things intensify. Afterward, Sukuna backs away, realizing that if he continues taking those blows, he won't be able to maintain his body and might lose. Sukuna regurgitates some of his fingers and consumes them again. Sukuna mentions Yuji has used a binding vow to ensure his strikes more effectively tear away Sukuna's soul from Megumi. Maybe it will help, but Sukuna doubts it's enough to separate his soul from Megumi. Regardless, the battle continues. Yuji cuts down the pillar Sukuna was standing on and attempts to land a punch, but Sukuna dodges and strikes Yuji in midair. Sukuna comments that simply avoiding Yuji's blows renders them ineffective. To Do interjects, saying, "If my spare vibra slap isn't recognized as my left hand, I won't function. Just one more time." To Do slaps his vibra slap, but there's no switch. Sukuna grins, preparing to face Yuji, but To Do once again uses his vibra slap. This time, we see Hana Kurusu with Angel CT, now swapped directly above Sukuna's head. For those unfamiliar, Hana Kurusu appears in the Culling Game arc of Jujutsu Kaisen. She's an ancient sorcerer who survives through curse possession and can nullify cursed techniques, a game-changer in battles. Hana interacts with Megumi and Yuji, using her nullification skills to neutralize their enemies' curses, adding depth to the arc and becoming crucial in the unfolding Culling Game story. To Do's vibra slap breaks, having done its job for the final time. A narrator announces that through the binding vow, To Do's CT range has been extended. Afterwards, we see a flashback of Yuta discussing with Hana as she was being treated. Angel mentions that their role ends once Hana dispels Gojo's seal, but Hana is worried about Megumi. She asks what would happen to him. Yuta apologizes to Hana and Angel, saying they may have to rely on their cursed technique. In the end, he asks them to fire Jacob's ladder as a finishing blow to Sukuna. Yuta describes it as an all-or-nothing gamble to attempt to split Sukuna and Megumi's soul. Yuta reflects that when opponents face him, they think only about how many techniques he has copied and kept in stock, but they never consider the original user of those techniques, especially those who know the conditions of the copies. Yuta emphasizes that the true strength of his copying technique lies in the ability to have two of the same cards in his hand. Finally, the chapter ends with Hana unleashing Angel's maximum output, Jacob's ladder technique. That's all. Yo, that chapter was absolute flames. The intensity, the action, the twists, it had me hooked from start to finish. The way the story is unfolding, it's like a roller coaster ride that just won't stop. Now, let's dive into the real meat of the matter, Hana versus Sukuna. Come on, we all know Sukuna is the ultimate badass in this series. He's like a freaking unstoppable force of nature. Hana, on the other hand, yeah, she's got heart and all, but she's playing in the big leagues now. It's like pitting a rookie against a seasoned champ. Sukuna's power level is off the charts, and unless Hana's hiding some god-tier abilities, there's just no way she's taking him down. But then again, this manga has thrown us curveballs before. Maybe Hana's got some hidden potential or a crazy strategy we haven't seen yet. Maybe there's some wild twist that'll even the playing field. I mean, it's a shonen manga, right? Anything can happen. The writers love to surprise us and keep us guessing. Still, if I were a betting man, my money would be on Sukuna every single time. The dude's just too powerful, too experienced, and too ruthless. Hana's got guts, and I respect that, but guts only get you so far when you're up against a monster like Sukuna. But man, I can't wait to see how this all plays out. The stakes are sky high, and every new chapter feels like it's raising the bar. I'm counting down the days till the next release. This is the kind of storytelling that keeps you up at night, thinking about all the possibilities and what might happen next. So yeah, that's my take. Hana's got spirit, but Sukuna's got the raw power and experience. Unless there's some miracle, it's gonna be a tough fight for her. But hey, that's what makes it exciting, right? We never really know what's gonna happen next. Anyways, can't wait for the next chapter to drop and see where this wild ride takes us. Stay hyped, stay lit, and keep those theories coming. I'll catch you on the flip side. Have an epic day, and remember, keep reading, keep dreaming, and keep pushing forward. Later.